Welcome to Season 1 of Gaming with Scott presents Stargate SG10, a Southgate Media production. Join us each week as our Stargate SG team follows a path of adventure and attempts to save the world and each other from the dangers of the universe. Starring Joshua Jackson, Kat Moran, Scott Troiano, and Cindy Bergen, with Scott Somerville running the table as Game Master. Epic adventures await just beyond this music. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott, Stargate SG10. I'm here with Cindy Bergen.
Hello.
Josh Jackson.
I hate you all.
Kat Moran.
Hiya.
And our GM, Scott Somerville.
It's a good evening.
For somebody.
Ta-da.
It's a great evening. All right, you had a question for me. I'm sorry. What was the question you just asked? I need you to ask it again.
Have you, as the commander or your delegated authority, the master sergeant, come up with an equipment list that you're going to take with you?
We have come up with the relegated, or registrated, the standard base camp equipment, loadout, whatever you want to call it, that I would use as a framework from Captain O'Neill's mission briefing.
The answer is probably no.
So I'm going to give you the generic equipment list that we would need for that base camp.
In other words, you're going to
answer's
fob
no.
it off and make me come up with it for you and say, oh, by the way, you'd have this.
Yeah. Because I want communication gear, I want tent gear, I want food, I want sun gear. I'd like a Malp, but you won't give me that.
No Malps? Whoa.
So
I want an
there it
axe.
Are you going to mention water?
Can I have an axe too?
We're going to a desert planet.
I put down
would think-
canteens.
I would think there should be 10 gallons of water for every hour for every person.
Your
So,
purification tablets are already in my med kit.
I mean,
She's on top of it.
I would hope that we would have that humidification thing that they used. Uncle Ben had Luke out there working on the evaporators.
If you
whatever
can't
they
say
call
it,
them.
you can't have it.
The ones that turn the air into water.
We're screwed.
Whatever it
Yes.
is. Yeah, we're screwed, basically. That's fine.
I just wanted my harmonica.
Call it, which is not with a mouthful of
written
Vegemite.
down, I'm not
You want a
joking.
harmonica? Good.
He's
Read
got
that.
his harmonica.
Look.
He's got his
hey,
harmonica.
It's
Damn
all
it.
right there. Boom. As he throws it back at me, I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
You've got
Yep. Okay. So your standard requisition for Abydos. Extra water. I'm not going to sweat do you want me to sweat the details? You guys can role play while I will build an exhaustive list.
I put down.
What you want me to do. I mean, I can
Isn't
do it.
that what this
Hey.
past month was for?
I put down
Don't know.
sunscreen.
Yeah, you
Sunscreen.
do know. You just have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, basically.
For the listener, I did specifically tell the commander, but he delegated it.
I did. I delegated it to Red.
You mother. It's right here. I have it written down. I put sunscreen. Look, right here.
Sunscreen and a harmonica. That's going to get us real far.
No, it's more than
And
that.
canteens. Nothing in
What is
them.
that?
Just the canteens.
Oh, that's helpful in case we find.
Cowboy
Something
hat,
that could be
small
water or
box
poison.
of matches, sunscreen, rope,
Give me a home.
water, a belt. Why did I put 3 razor blades? I don't know.
Give me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, because what can a deer and an antelope say? Moving on.
Wait, what?
So that's our list. So Red's got our equipment list. Something tells me we're going to get a standard camp rollout
We have a lot of medical equipment.
and a bunch of
Yeah.
medical equipment.
Hey, that bus just hit me and threw it in reverse.
Because the rumor is that we're going to be able to open the gate and come back should we need any specialty gear, with the understanding that if we're under fire, that'll be... We want ammo. We want the whole thing.
And being nice to our new player, what would you like to take with you?
I honestly have not thought about it. I know. Terrible person.
What would you take on a jousting expedition?
Duct tape and a hammer.
There you go.
And
Those are
ribbons.
useful items.
And an axe because they're fun.
Yes.
All right, welcome to another episode of SG10. I'm your GM, Scott, and we're settling back into where we picked up from the last time. As we join our characters, Cindy, Scott, and Joshua were sitting in a conference room when in walk a collection of individuals. They've already been briefed by General Hammond on its basics, and the captain over there has his orders, which he will review in just a minute for you, the listener, as he digs them up on his phone.
Oh,
As you
okay.
do.
Go ahead.
As you sit in the conference room table, you are joined by two blondes and a gentleman who looks like he's been professionally weightlifting. Two of them are in very, very black camo gear, very much like your own equipment, but subtly different, other than being black. And they are followed in by one with brown hair. You are invited into the conference room where these three individuals are sitting around, waiting to be briefed by the captain.
These three individuals, came into the room to us, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Were they announced as I will be briefing them? Or was this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Just checking.
Four.
Didn't know. Oh, okay. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen. Care to introduce yourselves? I am Captain Covington.
I'm Commander Turnus. I know exactly why I'm here.
Did he say, out of game question, did he say Chernus?
Turnus.
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 Okay. Committing that to memory.
Turnus and the two blondes have a seat at the table. He's looking you over as well as the other two. He's got a professional military demeanor, and he seems to be closely associated with one of the blondes. The other's pretty much there taking notes.
Okay. I look to the blonde that is not taking the notes and wait for her to offer a name. Or I look, does she have a name tag on?
More.
More? Okay.
And they're accompanied by this young lady.
Okay. I look at Miss Moore and wait for her to offer some sort of, she offer anything? Her name, her rank, her...
No, she's settling in.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
All right. Then I wait, then as Miss Moore and Turnus are settling in, I look over at the other arrival. Miss?
Hiya, sorry. Dr. Maureen Richards. You can call me Mo.
Call you Mo?
Mo, yes.
Mo, all right. Have a seat, Mo.
Thank you.
Captain Covington, this is Red. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Red.
Master Sergeant Calhoun, ma'am.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
And this is Dr. The name is falling out of my head.
Ursula Meadows.
Dr. Meadows.
Dr. Meadows, nice to meet you.
What's your doctorate in?
Linguistics.
The first blonde settles herself after taking out a few things, as well as a laptop, types a few things in, says, "Good evening. My name's Tammy Moore. I'm here to be working with you on behalf of the government. Although I and Commander Turnus here are contractors, we're going to be working with you to help the benighted people of Abydos."
Help them what?
Benighted?
I'm sure that was in your orders, wasn't it?
Yes. And what are you here to help them do?
Well, we're going to be looking over the prospects for exploiting the resources of the planet and helping the people. Of course, we'll have plenty to offer in return. I'm sure they're going to need any kind of number of things. Proper education, medical treatment. I know you're going to be invaluable at that.
Thank you.
We're just thrilled to be working with you.
I'm sure you are.
Wonderful. Has everyone here had an opportunity to go through a briefing file or had anything given to them?
Well, my people have, Captain, but we're certainly willing to hear anything you've got to say.
Excellent. Mo?
I think I've just had the bare bones explained to me.
Okay. This is where Scott has to ask the out-of-game question. Bare bones as in you've gotten something from him or bare
Cat
bones?
knows nothing.
Cat knows nothing. Excellent. That's what I wanted to know. How would I check her clearance before I just start spouting out things that I may or may not want to share with her?
She's here, so she's cleared.
Okay.
Oh, you can tell me anything you want.
Yeah, I can. but should I?
Very good.
I just wanted, right, yeah. What I wanted to check to make sure that my ass was covered before I went, so, did you see the juicy part in paragraph 6? Ooh, I wasn't supposed to share that. Okay. So, yeah, exactly.
I don't have a photographic memory.
Yeah. I was just gonna forward this to you and just go, here's what you get. Okay. That was order number 1, wasn't it? Okay. The Do you all know about the gate?
Yes, we know about the gate.
Mo?
Very vaguely.
It is transportation. Dr. Meadows and I were just discussing this to, as it is told to me, another planet.
It's gonna
Opens,
be
Really?
so much fun.
opens
Yes.
at the end of the room and comes out in another room, or so I've read, on a planet in another solar system. So I am told. Like a beam me up Scotty kind of thing, only you walk through it.
And it doesn't take us hundreds or thousands of light years to get there.
Oh, it does. Hundreds of thousands of light years. That's a distance.
Yes.
Time is like that. No
Okay,
relativistic
so fun.
speed.
Secret
no,
passageway. Okay.
No stasis. No sleep chambers. Just walk through and we're there. As in, it's lunchtime here, it's lunchtime there. We walk over, we order, we eat, we finish up, we come back. That's what I'm told.
All right, then.
I have not yet experienced this or gone through it myself. I have my own questions and concerns, but that's what I'm told.
What do we know about the location on the other side? I mean, are we talking advanced civilization, primitive civilization?
Environmental factors.
Desert planet as we understand it.
Right, sunscreen.
Lots of sunscreen, lots of water.
Salt.
Master Sergeant Calhoun
Yes.
is going to make sure that we have plenty of water, plenty of sunscreen,
Yes, sir.
sun netting, that sort of thing. He's making a list.
Checking it twice, sir.
Excellent. So from there, the indigenous people are above Iron Age, but not much further. They have tools for mining. We're not sure whether they came up with them on their own or whether they were given them by their overlord.
Do they have literature of their own?
It is my understanding that for the last several thousand years, writing was forbidden.
Looks like
Well,
you
then.
might have.
I
your
don't know
work
why
cut out
you're
for
trying to
you.
put such a nice
Indeed.
face on it, Captain. We're dealing with TCNs here and ignorant ones at that. You've got a translator for which we're very grateful,
TCNs?
but we're going to be getting along just fine. Third country nationals, ma'am.
Right.
They are not high-tech civilization by any means.
I
Are
gathered
they
that from Iron Age.
sentient?
Yes. It is our understanding, as it was related to me, that these are transplanted humans that were taken from Earth through the gate to this planet to populate and mine it.
Sir? So hostiles, do we have any idea?
Well, that's a very good question. There was one hostile that was encountered by a previous mission to this planet. That hostile was eliminated by sending a Mark III nuclear weapon into that hostile's vicinity and detonated. The hostile, as we understand it, is dead. We're going to open up the gate according to the briefing that I read. The gate structure and the alien that considered itself a god or presented itself as a god had been destroyed, and there is a possibility we may open the gate and it may not work. It just won't even connect. The nuclear explosion may have destroyed it. It's my understanding from what I've read that people have not been back since. So the contractors may unfortunately be here for a very short duration if things just don't. I mean, if AT&T can't reach out and touch someone, then I don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, that's comforting.
So we are encouraging trade, sir? That is essentially the beginning and end of it?
My understanding, as I have it, is that we are going to go in. We are going to assess the local population. We're going to assess their health, their fitness, their education level, how their society functions, what their level of reading, writing, and arithmetic are, what viable assets they may have that are indigenous to the planet, if potentially exploitable assets are available. Then commerce, as it has been explained to me, can transact. if there are valuable pieces of technology that were left over from this god, we are to bring them home.
Is there anyone who's going to advocate for the natives in these transactions?
That's a very good question.
Well, don't you worry about that, Doctor. We'll take care of everything. We're here with their best interests in mind. You can rely on that.
Bullshit.
Seems like another Rwanda.
Halliburton has a very good reputation in these things.
You're here for our best interests, not theirs.
Not ours.
And you
You're
just
here
heard your
for Terra.
orders.
Yes.
If there's anything, I'd say that we're here to protect the natives. From what I've just heard, you're there to take anything that isn't nailed down. So really, who's the one who's in question here, Doctor?
The writer on Section 3, Paragraph E, promote positive, peaceful relations with the local population. That is a standing order.
Okay.
We cannot take advantage of them and maintain that as a standing order.
Good.
Now, that being what it is, my number one objective is the safe, sound, secure, and whole return of the team I am taking with me back from this mission. So if we are maintaining peaceful relations, if we are working on trade, if we are assessing the populace, and something should happen where lives are in danger or safety is no longer assured, my number one goal will be to return us here and reassess.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't want to abuse a populace of anything. That's not my particular goal, and it's way above my pay chain to decide what gets taken from who, from how. If it's an equitable trade where we can help them out with food, clothing, medical, tech that is not of a danger to us or Earth, then I have no problem with making it Christmas every day of the week for the next 180 days.
Thank you.
Now, with that, there are potentially weapons that are left over from this creature, this alien god. I'm hoping that we can fall back on some information that they have written somewhere. Apparently there was some sort of writing. There had to be something that let them know how to get home. I have that information in Captain O'Neill's file. So the address back, we should be able to go there, dial it up, come back whenever we want. At least that's the plan. If we cannot do that, by the way, we will do that immediately. We will get there.
Yes.
We will dial back. We will confirm we are able to do that so that we can all breathe a sigh of relief and move forward with our stated missions. Any other questions before we begin?
No, but I would like to apologize. I was out of line.
That's quite all right. Colonel Turnus is going to be bringing along a security detail as well, so I'm sure you all have nothing to worry about.
Wonderful. Mo. Is it
Yes.
Dr. Mo?
That sounds a bit like a talk show, doesn't it? Just Mo is fine.
I don't watch talk shows.
They're usually on at the hairdressers.
Just Mo.
Just Mo
Okay.
is fine.
Mo. What do you bring to this group? Mo.
Well, I have a doctorate in linguistics and archaeology.
Excellent.
So I will be probably mostly interacting with the locals and helping in that area.
Okay. What do you want out of the trip?
Same thing I always want.
Which
To know
is
more.
I'm sorry?
To know more.
To know more about what?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any firearms training?
No.
Are you martial in any capacity at all?
I can use a stick.
I look around the room.
Turnus manages not to glower.
I look around the room
I played softball when I was younger, if that helps at all.
It does not, man.
as I cannot see a stick within the
Mine
vicinity.
was hypodermic.
Very nice.
As there are no sticks in the near vicinity, and seeing as how we're going to a desert planet that possibly has no trees at all, you might wish to familiarize yourself with the basic sidearm. I'll make sure you're issued one.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wait. You gave her the option to do that, and you told me I have to do that?
No,
I don't think it was so much an option as a nicely worded order.
No, you're both going to be issued sidearms and be taught how to use them.
The captain was being polite, I believe.
Well, I guess I deserve that.
She didn't have the requisite level of skill to work with a hypodermic.
No, phlebotomy was not my high point.
I didn't want to scare or frighten her
Okay.
by pressing her too hard in a specific direction.
Jeez.
I'm not easy to scare or frighten, even though I don't use weapons.
Good to know. And hopefully that's the case. So, any questions? What did Moore say her rank?
Commander.
Commander Moore, any questions before we go?
No. Commander Turnus.
Commander Turnus, or did Moore
This is Tammy Moore. I'm a civilian contractor.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. Commander Turnus, any questions before we go?
No, I think we'll be ready to roll out in one day, so that'll give you time to get these through basic weapons training.
Crash course.
Do we have a general grid that we will be operating in? Number of, a standard distance from the gate? Are we going to? We're not going to attempt to map the entire planet, are we?
As I understand it, that's in your orders, not mine.
Yeah.
You've
Do
seen the
you
map
have
as well as I do. We know
Yeah.
where the gate is, we know where the city is, and we know where the mine is. Other than that, you have yourself a nice time.
Do we have any economy of scale to that map?
Not at the moment.
So basically just a piece of paper that says X, Y, Z,
Yes.
and nothing like
Here's the
how
gate.
many yards
Here's the
between
city. Here's the mine.
Okay.
Relative to each other.
Might want to include in the Master Sergeant's...
Some manner of surveying tools.
Yeah,
GPS, etc.
Will do, ma'am. Will do.
tape measure.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't come to that. Tie knots in a rope, something like that. That'd be great.
I got the
No,
map.
go
I don't-
high tech. Have the rolling yardstick thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what they do nowadays.
I got the map. I don't have your economy of scale thing you're talking about, but we'll make sure we got it on hand.
Okay, then unless there's any other questions, I would like to either get with General Hammond or whoever it was that let us in here and say, so can we see this thing fired up? I mean, does it connect, or is that like later?
Well, there's no one in the room for you to ask.
Right. Okay. Then, all right. Then, ladies and gentlemen, if there's no more questions, I'm going to walk these two down and get them firearm issued to them, and then I'm going to introduce them to the range, show them where their quarters are, and then we'll all see that we get a little bit unpacked. We'll get something to eat, and we'll call it an evening.
That sounds like a good plan. We'll be seeing you tomorrow. With that, the civilian contractors file out, going who knows where, but they seem to have a purpose in mind.
Yeah.
Which leaves you at loose ends.
They make me nervous.
Okay.
Master Sergeant, what are you going to do?
Do you have anything to hide?
Well, if they're walking down and he's going to distribute
that's
firearms to
dangerous.
them, I would walk with them.
How would you characterize
So,
some of the word choices?
Interesting.
Okay.
yeah. So I would follow the captain and the two ladies as they were going to be distributed firearms and going over basics.
It's got a bit of a kick too, doesn't it?
Cheyenne Mountain is very large, very complex, but you are in a very inner and secluded portion of the mountain. So you quickly find that you've got living facilities, eating facilities. The captain is able to take you to a range inside in a separate portion of the mountain where you are given basic firearms instruction in handguns and small machine gun.
Okay.
It's fairly straightforward, plenty of
Use the P90. Please?
Yes, you do get issued a P90.
Yes.
Or at least the option thereof. You're given a handgun, and given mostly instruction on that. But you're also given instruction on P90, basically how to load, how to clean it thereafter, how to not point it at each other, how to not point it at the instructor, how to point it down range, and you're able to fire it at some targets for about an hour, which is enough for you to get the idea of how to use it without
Injuring yourself
killing
or
yourself.
others you
ideally.
don't intend to injure.
Thank the instructor profusely and tell him, I'm more familiar from the opposite end of this, seeing what it does to people.
I understand, ma'am. Now, if you could all go down and police your brass, please.
Sure.
I appreciate it very much. Captain, the general does want to see you, as a matter of fact, if you have a few minutes.
Certainly. Certainly.
Did you want your team with him, or
Did he request them?
he said it would be your option?
Okay. Then thank you, sir. From what I saw with these two firing, hopelessly doomed, or did either of them possess martial skills beyond what I had anticipated?
Well, the target didn't move too much.
Alrighty then. There we go. All right. Then I wait for them to finish policing their brass, and then I say, ladies, sir, the general wanted to see us.
All right.
All right.
And we'll all make our way up to General Hammond's office. Knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock.
Enter.
I open the door and let everyone file in. I will close it behind me.
Doctor, so glad you could join us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to the team. Doctor, you're looking very well. Have you been able to settle in?
Yes.
All right, we got requisitions for everything you asked for. I don't know if you're going to be able to carry it all, but I think we've got you taken care of, and there are facilities being set up according to your specifications.
Thank you.
Captain, you fully satisfied with the team?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. I know you're going to make a good job of it. Very proud of your record, so I'm expecting good things of you, but pay close attention to your orders.
Yes, sir.
All right, you are going to be the very first person back through to Abydos since our first team went through. So there's going to be a lot riding on this.
Understood, sir. And we want peaceful, cordial, happy relations that we can continue to utilize moving forward.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're not used to working with civilian contractors, but the people from Halliburton are being put together with you by Congress. They're taking very keen interest in this entire project, as you can imagine.
I can't imagine, sir.
All right. Good man.
Were there any... Well, I'll wait on that question. I'm sorry, sir. Do continue.
No, you've got questions. This is an informal session.
Yes, sir. Were there any questions about our contracting companions? Do we know the extent and scope of their mission or what their orders are?
I'm given to understand that they're there to investigate the possibility of expanding trade with people of Abydos, looking after what they can use as far as things of people's best interests, and exploiting what they can as far as the mineral naquita.
That was going to be my question, is if this god was having it mine them for them, Halliburton wants to know what they can use it for.
Well, as you can imagine, this is a strategic national resource.
Understood.
Unfortunately, having to have people come in on the fly has resulted in some very good choices, and some where we've had to contract out because, frankly, there's a lot of congressional oversight on this. This is something that's, as you can imagine, well off the cuff.
I'm not completely familiar with Commander Turnus.
Commander Turnus is a colorful individual, and I'm sure you will extend all courtesies due to him.
Of course, sir. Do you know anything personally about his background?
I know the commander is former military, and that he has had an extended background working in third countries alongside the military with Halliburton since his retirement.
Excellent.
Has he been beneficial to the people he works with or exploitative of them?
I'm afraid I don't have that in my records, ma'am. I'm sure you are all going to do your best to get along and make a success of this mission.
Of course.
Excellent. Then did you have anything else for us, sir?
No. Do you have any other questions?
Any other questions?
No.
How soon do you want this done?
You're expected in the gate room at 0800 tomorrow morning.
And when our return is scheduled for?
When you deem it appropriate, Captain.
Excellent. Are we to survey? How far are we to survey, sir? Do you want us to map the entire planet? I hope not.
Well, I don't expect that, but find out what you think is of interest.
Yes, sir.
It is an entire planet, after all. I'm sure there's got to be something else out there.
That would be my thought. What leeway do we have with contractors to utilize they or their resources?
They're operating independently.
Okay.
So what leeway do I have to commandeer any of their resources?
They're operating independently, Captain.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Do you know of any dangers on the planet?
No, we have very sketchy details about the planet. Unfortunately, some of the people did not make it back from the original mission. But we seem to think that the locals are going to be very receptive to your presence.
Mm-hmm. What about any native wildlife? Do you know anything about that?
We have some reports of some pack animals, some food animals, but there wasn't an extended amount of time for a survey. That's why we're sending you.
Okay.
Okay. We have opened the gate again. Correct?
No, we have not.
Do we plan to do that before 0800?
No, we do not.
Understood. So we're not necessarily alerting the locals to the fact that we will be returning.
No. As a benefit, though, if you do not need to return but do need to get in touch with us, we have verified that radio communications will work through an open gate.
Excellent. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Then I'll make sure that our gear is requisitioned and properly stowed and ready to move out at 0800 tomorrow.
All right. Very good, Captain. Dismissed.
Thank you. And I open the door and let everyone file out again, close it on my way out.
All right.
Great.
Nothing wrong with this kind of plan.
Nothing wrong with this.
Halliburton, they're special.
So communications function through an open
Okay.
gate. Does that mean it has to stay open the whole time?
Probably.
Yay.
I do have another question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any type of trade items we're taking with us for the locals?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because if Halliburton is going to be wanting to set up their own trade, shouldn't we be just as thoughtful?
Yep. Hold that. Nope. Thank you. The little ear springs were clicking. That's okay.
So, Captain, we are not to interfere with the independent contractors. I take it.
They are acting independently of our command.
Understood, sir.
Thank you. All right. I will show the two doctors. I will show the two doctors to their quarters for the evening, and then we'll head. And then you guys feel free to visit the mess hall for dinner. 0800 tomorrow. Assemble with your. They'll be. I believe they'll have desert clothing or whatever the tan camo is available for them. 8 a.m. 5 minutes before would be nice in the ready room, and then we will move forward. If you have a list of items or anything that you would like requisitioned beyond what you've already asked for,
Bring them with us?
actually submit them to the airmen. They'll be stationed at the end of the halls. If it's like, hey, I need this for the tomorrow morning's trip, they'll take care of you and bring that. And if you need me, my number is XYZ on the little comm thing, and that will either come to me or it'll come to somebody that can track me down. It's all good. No worries. Unless you needed anything else or had any other questions, I was going to take Master Sergeant here and go get a few last-minute things done.
Okay.
I think we can manage on our own.
I think so.
Wonderful. And as we're walking away...
Mischief managed.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, sir.
That means that if we need to commandeer those men or their equipment, we shall do so.
Understood, sir.
Thank you. And then I'll let him go on
What
my
we
way.
need to do is we
Go
need
into
to
the
get
mess
you
hall.
a list of stuff to bring. And what I'm going to do with my equipment is I'm going to consolidate because there's a lot of redundancies. So I'll take tonight to basically shrink everything down.
Okay. Well, as a linguist and not a survivalist, my list is fairly easy. Books and writing utensils.
Here's your sign.
Head desk. Okay. Not water.
You know what?
Not a bulletproof vest.
I can see that for the one part of your profession,
Mm-hmm.
but for the other part, the one that you just said, survivalist.
No, she said for want of being a survivalist.
okay.
Yes.
Want-
I am a linguist,
Okay.
not a survivalist.
But archaeologist? You must have been on digs before.
Most of my archaeology was limited to ancient writings and languages.
Oh,
The old stuff.
Bit of cultural, nothing really too intense, I suppose.
ever done any Girl Scout camping?
When I was 8,
Okay, well,
they were in elevated tents.
yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Okay, well,
So-
rope is good, the duct tape's good, the axe is good, shovel,
And a torch.
yes,
Sorry, flashlight.
yeah. Both.
Yes, I suppose. Batteries might be hard to come by.
Yeah.
The master sergeant turns around and runs back to you to ask a question. Sir,
Yes.
Alcohol,
Always.
not rubbing. I've got the rubbing.
when
Alcohol.
talking about these independent contractors as
Nice
well
ale.
as the natives, what are the rules of
Well, that
engagement?
plus
Meaning
trade
that I've seen it go
goods.
south with both.
and astringents.
Are we under no circumstance to open
Needles,
fire?
actually.
To take
I've
the
got
locals
those
out?
covered.
Take the
I've
independent
got
contractors
Sewing,
out?
not hypodermic.
I didn't want to bring this. I didn't want to bring this up in front of everybody.
I've got all sorts of needles to stitch people up with.
I was thinking clothing more than flesh, but sure.
What?
The
You do you.
If-
Out of character, that's awesome.
if the contractors, I don't expect the contractors to go south. They're going to have our best interests, and by that I mean their best interests at heart.
I've seen Blackwater operatives go rogue pretty quick.
As have I. We are going. Our number one goal is to maintain peaceful relations with the natives. If there are abuses going on, we will maintain peaceful relations with the natives. We don't have peaceful relations with people that we let get abused.
Understood, sir.
If that comes push to shove, then I will shove, and we'll go from there.
Understood, sir.
So,
Off to the mess hall.
absolutely.
Dried meat and other such food rations for trade, possibly?
Feel free to powwow. It's all good. You're all
Okay.
good.
Doing so, no worries.
There was just the worry of talking over you guys, which we didn't want to do.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And what I'll do is there was a little bit of that, but I'll grab the tracks and spread them out. It'll all be it's all good. But thank you. Okay. And to let you know, we're 38 minutes in. So there you go.
All right, the evening passes. The quarters are fairly comfortable, fairly straightforward. You have everything provided to you that you need. The food is quite good, actually. And
No shit on a shingle?
the Air Force eats well.
Shitty shingle.
Of course the Air Force does. It's not the Marine Corps.
It's what my uncle always said.
It's the Air Force. Yeah.
Here's
You mean
your
Chair
gruel.
Force?
I don't mean to be that way, but the Air Force, from what I hear, eats really well. The Army, I ate MRE spaghetti and meatballs out of my armpit in a foxhole one time. it was not the Air Force, okay? I'm just saying. Don't look at me like that.
I hear
can
even their
arrange
boot camp
those.
is air conditioned.
Good for you.
Anyhow, we eat well. Hooray! I'm sorry. I should knock it. It's my last meal before we go out
Okay,
to
the
this
women
pit.
get prepared and consolidated.
All right.
Yeah, we did too. Sure. Now I feel like I have to defend myself. Uh-oh. Yeah, that what she said. That thing. This is not what I thought I was signing up for when I was talking about an equal split down the table. All of a sudden, I feel defensive. I don't think that's appropriate.
When do you ever get what you ask for and expect?
This is true. Fair enough.
That's very true.
Yeah, you guys are married. You know what it's like.
Oh, no. Okay, so moving on.
All right, the next day you are ushered into the gate room. You see a long metal corridor leading up to a ramp, at the end of which you see a very complicated ring device. There's a lot of power conduits leading into it, and above you, as you look back, there's General Hammond and a series of technical staff that are working away. You hear the doors close behind you, and slowly, one at a time, the ring begins to turn, locking individual chevrons into place. You've been briefed on this activity, so it doesn't come as too much as a surprise to you because you've seen the video before, what was taken of the original launch. But as the seventh gate closes home and the chevron locks into place, a whirlpool of light erupts from the center of the disk, wrapping out and plunging toward you before reaching back as the wormhole is established. SG10, you are cleared to depart.
That is by far the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You don't see that in Texas.
And I'm going to advance
Can
up
you
the
read
gate.
them?
Yeah.
I will be able to.
I'll follow side by side with the
I
captain.
love that attitude.
Firearm at the ready.
Yeah, I pull up, ready, and I don't want to do this. I go through the gate. It's one of those where I take a breath, and you can see that Captain Covington sets himself, and then it's like go, 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 go. I mean, this is going to be it. This is going to be good. We're either going to die in a firefight or get torn into
Guess we
shreds
better
or
hurry.
whatever.
Yeah.
And
20 seconds of courage, mate.
You guys can take your time, but I'm just I don't even look to my left. I just go.
I look back at the ladies.
Let's
Ladies,
go.
let's go.
For their safety, we might keep our weapons holstered.
You should probably pull them out, man.
Yeah.
It's your funeral, but okay.
Give me a roll on a D10, everybody.
You wind up on Mars.
7.
6.
5.
All right, you all managed to get through on your feet, although there is a noticeable drop when you come through the gate. It's just an adjustment, but you find yourself in a room filled with sandy floor, fairly dark, but there are window slits illuminating a long corridor, which is what you've seen before in the videos. After a few minutes, some of your baggage is tossed through the gate behind you.
I'm coming.
Not like carried.
They
That's
throw it.
great. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's fine.
They didn't
Okay.
pay the bellhops enough.
We're gonna
SG10, report your status, please.
Yeah.
Alive.
Lights on the weapon.
Secure the area. Start looking around the room.
Are there there's lights of some variety that we can use that are torches. Quick sweep. Anything, anyone.
Nothing.
We have arrived and we are clear.
You are good to go, SG10. Please report your status periodically as you see fit. We'll be looking for you. Godspeed.
Expect first response in 1 hour's time.
The gate closes.
Okay.
Captain, may I take point?
Yes, sir.
Didn't he say that they could have communications through an open gate?
Correct.
It's closed.
Correct.
I assume either we or they will be reopening it in 1 hour's time.
Okay.
It's my hope that we will be.
I just wanted to make
Doctor?
certain we weren't
Indeed.
overlooking something very big here. Okay.
I want to find the device that is supposed to let us go home.
How are you going to go about that?
Well, he's taking point, and I'm going to say, Red, you've read the file. I want to look for the thing that gets us home first.
Yes, sir.
He's taking one way. I'm going to look I'm sweeping the opposite direction.
All right.
So where he's headed.
Sir,
I'm picking up my bags.
we should probably double up, sir.
Attitude?
Just saying.
Also picking up bags and
They just had basics.
looking for
arms-
any sort of
arms
writing that I
training.
could be able to see by the light that filters in.
True.
You see no writing whatsoever in this hall, which to your trained professional eye is very unusual because Egyptian temples are generally very well inscribed and decorated. This is blank.
Dr. Meadows,
Yes.
you are with
With me,
Master
sir?
Sergeant.
Calhoun, sir.
Mo, you are with me.
Right.
We'll take north. You take
South.
me back in an hour.
20 minutes, or if you find that device first, give me a whistle. I'll do the same.
Yes, sir.
As you spread out, you find that this is a dead-end chamber that you are in.
Mm-hmm.
So you have one way out. You go through a colonnaded room, which is about 40 feet wide on the side. But you see an exit down towards the end.
Which of us is headed toward the exit, him or me?
He is.
He is. All right.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, what I would like to do is get out one of my notepads from my book and start sketching what we've gone through and where we're going.
All right.
Nice. I turn around and whistle as loud as I can.
Oh, did you find the thing? The device?
I'm following orders, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you quickly find the device.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's located in proximity to the gate, set off to the side between one of the columns.
Understood.
And I take it these columns in this colonnaded room are still entirely blank?
That is correct.
Okay.
We're going to, before I return to where he whistled, I'm going to make sure that I fill out the cubby hole of our dead end and make my way back. I don't want it to be, oh, well, there was one corner you didn't check out, and that's where Cthulhu
Explore
was
the
at.
map, 100%.
Explore the map 100%. I don't mean to be that way, but right now I'm like, I don't want, well, it's behind you. What's behind me? That
Loot
one
the
corner you
bodies.
didn't look? You went back. He whistled. You
Yeah.
guys are dead.
Played a Cthulhu game like that once.
Yeah,
Who
right.
ran that?
Right. Sorry.
Paranoia.
Yeah,
All you had to do was turn around in the room behind you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'd have
It's
been-
always
you'd-
something like that.
You'd have been over.
Son of a...
Yeah, they found that out later. So, anything?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Oh, I forgot
You were there, too.
Oh. I was going to make fun. It's the DM shit. Okay.
Well, you just stepped in it.
Yeah. So any,
on that
like,
shingle.
I make sure that there's nothing in the corners. Before.
You do find something of interest in the opposite corner from the dial home device. That is a circular ring impression on the ground.
Notebook and pencil out.
Okay.
Are we talking wedding ring or like...
It's about 10 feet across.
Okay.
Huh. Okay, so it's not like, yeah, like she said, I can't just take a piece
It's
of
about 10,
rubbing.
15 feet across.
Okay, it's not I can take a rubbing of it. Okay. Alrighty, then.
Is there room to walk all the way around the outside perimeter of it?
Yes.
Okay, I will do so and just take a general sketch of... Unless
Are-
it's just a plain circle.
Is it? Yeah, I was just going to say, are there writings on the circle itself? or-
No, it's an indentation in the sand. It's fairly prominent, but it's...
Is it flat all the way across, or is it slightly conical towards the middle? Or
And is it covered in
a
sand?
depression?
It's covered in sand, but you do see some footprints.
Is it a smooth ring or is there like...
It's smooth
Okay.
And are there footprints outside of it, or just inside?
outside of it as well. As a matter of fact, as you've gone around the room, you see a number of footprints.
Like recent footprints?
Well, yeah.
Barefoot or booted?
And that's my next question. They
Booted.
have okay. Alrighty then. We're doing the whole, oh look, it's a ring and there's things and there's
Oh, look,
people
it's a
and
ring.
they've got good. Mo with me. And we're gonna
Yes.
beat a hasty retreat back to where the whistle is, drawn and ready to find whoever's in those boots. Yay. And I come up on you, Tech Sergeant Calhoun. Master Sergeant Calhoun.
Yes, sir.
Did you run across anyone here?
No, sir.
Okay, that end of the room is good. There's a circle over there that we might want to look at later, but somebody's been tromping around in here wearing a mean set of size 5s.
Although being as this is an enclosed room, there's no telling how old those prints are.
True statement.
Which means they could have been yesterday.
Or
All
they
right.
could have been a long time ago.
Where are
Could
our
have been.
civilian contractors?
They're in the rooms with you.
Okay.
Oh, they came through with us?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, well.
I was just like, oh, all right. I was like, okay, it was just the 4 of us.
Sorry,
changes
I mean,
things.
They might have gotten here before we did.
Okay.
No, they've come through, and they're busy setting up their equipment.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I feel a little better because I thought it was just the 4 of us because they didn't hear it. And then they came through with you, and it was like, okay, great.
No, you have come through with Commander Turnus.
Mhm.
You've come through with Miss Moore and 2 very obviously armed guards.
Okay, just 2. Is that
Just
the
2.
security force? It wasn't like 25 guys. I was kind of surprised. I was waiting for a guerrilla team. I don't.
That's later.
Right. Yeah, now we're gonna build up to
He
that.
actually had a point about, he was the one that had the natives' interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because military,
Well, you'd have to prove he has one first, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then
it's kind of one of those, makes you think.
Mo, could you do the honors? And I point from the dial home device to the ring.
Oh, yes.
It's got writing all over it. I have no idea what it says.
Hey, DM, can I get a
You were
spot-
given the
can I get
coordinates
a
to go
spot
home, yes?
check around just the general area of the dial home device?
It's blank sand.
Okay, just making sure.
There's a few footprints.
Were we all given coordinates on what the dial home sequence was?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That
So
negates
then
my
we-
previous question then.
I just didn't know if it was just me or if it was just her or if it was who. It was like, I'm just double checking here.
First, if you don't mind, I'll just make a sketch of the dial home device in my notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right then. Do I need to make a check to use it to dial home?
No, you do not.
All right, well then. I believe it goes like
8675309.
8675309.
Let's hope
Be-
Jenny's not in the shower.
Be quiet and eat your Vegemite.
Oh.
I'm gonna put that in your pillowcase one day. Yep, that's the face. That's the face.
Because you make that face if you've ever had it. Because you think back to when you had it, that smell was bad.
And we've gone off kilter.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so yes, attempting to dial home.
All right, you're able to successfully dial home, and the SG command immediately calls you on the radio.
Captain Covington to SG Command.
SG command, come in, Captain. We read you.
Just making sure that we can get home.
All right, 5 by 5. We read you.
Captain Covington out. What's the button you hit to make it quit?
Escape.
That's one thing that I think the
Poke
show
at
never.
something.
I think that's the
It didn't
show.
tell me
The
this.
show never was like, here, turn it off. The off switch is right there. You just flick it down, you flick it back up, you're ready to go again. They never really addressed that.
Yeah.
Have you tried unplugging it?
Yeah, turn it off, turn it back on. Like,
Yeah.
no, don't do that. Like, I
Try the circuit breaker.
the big crystal in the middle. You pull it out and you put it back
Clear.
in. What if it's not put in right? It doesn't glow again.
Take a
I don't
wild stab at
understand.
something and
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, now the planets aren't aligned. It's horrible.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, what are you going to try?
I'm sorry, you're just gonna make me do it. So go ahead, start hitting buttons.
Let's see. How curious did you say you were?
Oh,
Dangerously.
go for it.
I'll try to rearrange I keep hitting that. Try to rearrange the runes in the way they were before I moved them to dial home.
Nothing happens.
Were we given instructions on how to turn it off?
No.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm good at figuring out puzzles, but I'm rubbish with tech support.
Fair enough. Just don't break it.
I love the way you
my best.
differentiate there.
It was great to the first episode. Then we got lost there.
I look around in the sand. Are there any rocks?
Don't break
No.
it.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to the gate. I'm going to grab a handful of sand. I'm going to chuck it into the hole.
Okay, it goes through.
Great. Step back down. Well, maybe it needs something to go through before it'll turn off.
Possibly. How long after the last person came through did it shut off?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Can
Maybe
you ask
something
the-
needs to go through. SG10 to Stargate Command.
Come in, SG10.
Quick technical question. Where's the off button for the gate itself?
We do not have that data. On our end, we just continue feeding it power until we're ready to shut it down, at which point we cut the power.
Okay. Any suggestions, Stargate Command?
Well, you do have the experts.
Roger, SG10 out.
Sir, back home, we just hit the damn thing. Half time to
Yeah,
turn off.
we're not going to do that again because we wanted to turn back on.
No, sir, I just saying what we did.
You're right. I
I
understand.
think they just tried to call you out.
I think they did.
Doctor? Or allow me to open the floor. I don't mean to be rude. Doctors. I have been informed that I have amongst me the experts.
Ladies, I hope you
Master
stand-
Sergeant
particular
Calhoun and I will stand out of your way.
At this particular point, you notice Turnus and his crowd are already setting out.
Okay. Great. I'll be right back, ladies.
Yeah.
Right.
Sir, should we try to keep up with,
Hey,
with the
Master
independent
Sergeant,
Yes, ma'am.
while we're working on this, can you get our tents and stuff set up, please?
Nice.
Sir, what would you like me to do? I will gladly do what she asks. I want to make sure you do not have anything pressing.
I'm going to catch up with. Let me check with Turnus, and I'll be right back. I'm going to check up with Turnus.
Right. So,
Yes, sir. Yes,
expert in
ma'am.
linguistics, perhaps. Stargate operation, not as much. They didn't really offer that at uni.
Well, how about trying to decipher the glyphs on the thing first?
Right.
Any insect life around here?
Not that you've seen so far.
Okay.
I'll start setting everything up.
Webs?
Pardon me?
Webs?
No.
Okay.
Right. Well, they said that it pretty much kept going until they stopped feeding power to it.
Although if you
so-
want camel spiders, I will throw those in on a different...
No, that's good.
Stop it.
I'm good.
Oh, dear God. Let's not go there
I
again.
brought knives, but gee,
I wouldn't mind.
I don't think a knife would be
spiders.
appropriate for those. They might laugh at you.
Hey,
cut those sons of bitches.
live testing on non-human subjects are preferred.
Especially spiders, because they are demons.
Okay.
Though I don't think I want an infestation of alien spiders at home.
Ooh,
Mm,
that
yeah.
wouldn't be good.
no. I don't know if Raid would work on
Neither
them.
would that. I saw what you were doing. Escape or
Escape.
Hit escape.
I hit the escape
Keep hitting
button.
it, it's not working.
what's the command? SG10.
Stargate command?
SG1.
SG10.
SJ command.
SG10.
SG10 to
Okay.
Stargate Command.
Stargate command. Did you happen to see a bunch of sand come through on your side?
We did see something come through, Doctor.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that works then. Why is it all on me? God damn it. I had to be the puzzle
Hey,
person.
because I'm setting up the tents
Yeah.
and the defenses.
Ooh, did we requisition autoguns? We should have, darn it. Motion sensors.
All right.
Could have been like aliens.
They were back
All right,
ordered.
so how many symbols are on the dial pad, for lack of a better term?
There's dozens.
37.
Thank you. Also, as an aside, how many does it take to dial home?
7. Ooh, yeah. We got a thing. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Right.
And the big red button in the middle
I was about to say, what does this shiny red button do?
is about this big.
Press it.
And you actually put your... So what you did
It's
was
so
you
shiny.
put 7 symbols in. You touched each of them along the sides, and they lit up.
Right.
And then you put your hand in the middle, and you push it, and the whole thing goes in. It's about that big. It glows red, fires up. Hooray!
And if I push it when none of the symbols are lit?
It shuts down.
There you go.
Excellent.
Winning!
Thank you. I had forgotten that bit from the movie.
That's okay.
Like I said, it's been a while.
It's all right. Some of us are huge Stargate nerds, and we're all
That too?
about that. And I was just like, okay, that's what I thought it would be, but I didn't know that as a character, so I'm good.
No idea.
Hooray!
When in doubt, push buttons
Yeah. Oh,
until something happens.
Sure.
no fun and games, so everything blows up.
All right,
And
Captain,
then it's just
you
fun.
went
That's
after
why they pay
the
you the
departing
big
Halliburton
bucks.
team.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You went after the departing Halliburton team.
I did. I want to catch up with Commander Turgeon or
Turnus.
Turnus, Commander Turnus, Commodore, Commander Turnus.
He's never going to get it right. That's why it's awesome.
Shut up. Commander Turnus,
Captain,
you are headed out
we are.
to the.
We're headed out to the city. I don't know what your man is doing over there. There's nothing but desert here as far as I can tell, but enjoy.
Are we?
It's a lovely view.
I'm setting up stuff. You ran off.
Oh,
Alrighty. Then you were going to stay either in or about the city.
That is our intention. That is if you're going to be joining us.
That's the plan. Give me 3 minutes, and we'll be ready to move out together.
He looks visibly annoyed, but nods gruffly.
Thank you. And run back in and go, all right, we're going to move this to in or about the city,
right.
and then we'll be from there. And I was like, who started unpack? Oh, okay. Let's pack this all back up,
If you'd be so kind.
and we'll go from there.
I'm going to shoot somebody. All right.
Okay.
Packing it up.
All right.
Packing it up.
Sergeant, you've been outside. It's quite a view. As you look back over the temple, there's 3 moons in the sky. The air is crystal clear. It's very, very fresh. You can tell, this is not an industrial world. There's no trace of pollution in the air. And as you've been unpacking for about 5 minutes, diligently unpacking the tents and getting everything ready, the rest of the team files out.
Oh, files out to leave?
Found it.
No, I will hurry up and put everything into the pouches or whatnot, or the cases they came into, and follow after them. Even if it takes a couple minutes, I can still see them.
Okay, about 10 minutes later, Turner says, "We're burning daylight."
Good thing there's
What's
plenty
our
of moonlight.
ETA to complete pack to be able to move?
It'll take a few more minutes, but Turnus is not a patient individual.
I understand that. So we finish the pack. and
There we
then
go.
we're- And then we meet him on the double time.
All right.
We step out. Are there any boot prints in the sand where we have not yet walked? In
No.
other words, yes, these might have been there 1,000 years ago, but yes, anybody walked outside recently?
Not that you can tell. There's a fair wind blowing.
Okay. So at least, they got here right before we did. Oh, crap. That's all I know, though. Okay, we meet up with Turnus. Is my entire team accounted for?
Here.
Here.
All right. Then we make our way toward the city of Abydos.
Who's carrying all the gear?
I'm carrying a chunk
I'm
of it.
carrying my
He's
medical
carrying
gear.
a chunk of it. She's
I'll
got
carry a
her
lot of
book
it.
and her pencils.
I'm
just
sure I
kidding.
have a pack at least.
I do. You do.
Yeah, we
Sir?
spent the last night getting some stuff for her.
I hand you a pair of
Yeah,
sunglasses.
I'm not that mean to make
Thank
Red
you.
carry
'Cause I have
everything.
2, and they're on the sheet.
Nice. So I put on my sunglasses. Nice. So it doesn't burn out my eyes, my retinas, whatever. They're important.
By the way, Calhoun, thank you, and I'm sorry.
You didn't do it, ma'am.
And we're going to continue. We're going to start moving out across the dunes.
And at that point, let's cut this episode as our intrepid adventurers head out across the desert wastes of Abydos.
And that'll do us tonight for Gaming with Scott.
No.
Thank you very much. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Thank you for listening. And that's it tonight for us on the Gaming with Scott Presents Season 1 of Stargate SG10. You can always send us an email at gamingwscott@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. Joshua Jackson is at ActionJack853 and me, Scott T, at GamingWScott. You can always find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GamingWScott. This is a Southgate Media production. Remember, we all represent Earth every time we venture out into the world and beyond. Be the example you want to see. And as always, you'll be hearing from us real soon.